Good day, dear friends. Let's move on to the most important news. Against the backdrop of the advance of Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region and their consolidation in the territories taken, it's essential not to forget about the potential for new attacks on neighboring regions. In the Belgorod region, there are periodic reports of attempts by Ukrainian forces to cross the state border. Despite the fact that Ukraine appears to be focused on pushing Russian troops back in the Kharkiv region, the front lines in this section have remained practically unchanged since the beginning of this operation, and the nature of the combat has shifted to positional warfare. The most tense areas remain Volchansk and Glubokor, where Ukrainian forces periodically strike. At the same time, in the areas of Kolotilovka, Nehotevka, and Bezimyonoye, several attempts at attacks were recorded just in August. It is also important to note that Ukraine is mainly active near the border at the Sumy-Kharkiv line, while from Volchansk to Budarok and from Budarok to Kamyanka, only shelling has been recorded. Although this situation has persisted almost since the beginning of the conflict, it doesn't mean that Ukrainian forces will not undertake active operations in the future. Moreover, the terrain in this area is not significantly different from what is observed in the Kursk region, and potential directions for attacks could become Volokhanovka or Valoiki. Additionally, the Bryansk region should not be excluded from possible directions of Ukrainian advances. There are many more forested areas here, making it convenient for infiltrating across the border, and in the border settlements of Chernihiv Oblast, there is a presence of Chechen units. In this area, the actions of classic sabotage and reconnaissance groups are likely, including the use of a large number of unmanned aerial vehicles to strike targets deep in the rear. With the presence of relays, they will be able to set ambushes and even remotely mine roads and bridges. Nevertheless, it is also necessary to consider the possibility of a large-scale invasion in the Bryansk region. Ukraine has repeatedly carried out risky operations, such as landing on the Kinburn Spit or establishing a foothold in Kriniki. However, the most serious threat in Russia at the moment is the excessively optimistic attitudes in society and the media. The euphoria from the pace of advancement in the Donbass should not cloud judgment. Ukrainian forces are not going anywhere from the Kursk region. Stories that everything is fine for Russia while Ukraine is about to run out of resources and military production will come to a halt due to energy shortages could lead to serious disappointment. Moreover, as experience shows, this disappointment can be extremely painful. On NATO's southern flank, the units and aviation stationed there, along with their allies in Scandinavia, are conducting regular exercises. Recently, one-day exercises involving the alliance's air defense forces took place in Romania, with participation from aviation in the Black Sea region. Greek F-16 fighter jets, supported by an E-3A early warning aircraft and Romanian air defense forces, repelled a simulated adversary's attempt. In this exercise, the adversary was represented by Turkish F-16 CD fighters, which allegedly invaded Romanian airspace after taking off from Turkey before returning back. Of course, these maneuvers are hypothetical. For NATO pilots, this is an excellent way to maintain interoperability, nothing more. This is especially true for Greek and Turkish pilots, as there are currently no major operations underway for them, aside from Turkey's campaign in Iraq. Nevertheless, during the exercises, the E-3A aircraft operated at full capacity, scanning the airspace around Crimea and over the peninsula itself. Meanwhile, F-16s were in the air over the Odessa region, which may not have been a coincidence. There have been no strikes on Crimea for a considerable amount of time compared to the intensity of previous months, so Russia should remain vigilant. This is particularly important given the presence of American fighters, which with the help of NATO aviation have significantly expanded the arsenal of weapons available to Ukrainian forces. That's all for now, friends. We remind you that our channel condemns any violence and calls on all parties to engage in immediate negotiations for a peaceful resolution of conflicts. Thank you for staying with us. Please subscribe to our channel, like our posts, and we wish you all the best.